How's everybody tonight? Welcome to Monday Motivation. We're going to join in someone who's become a very fast friend of mine, Yvonne, who is going to join us from Chicago tonight. I'm very excited to be doing this one, and you're going to have an opportunity to hear her story and to learn a little bit more about how she manages her health these days. So give me just a second. I'm going to pull Yvonne in, and we are going to get started. Still not the master. Well, hold with me. Hold on. Here we go. As soon as Yvonne joins us, we are going to go live here. I'm very excited to be doing this tonight. And we're going to wait just about a minute here. It seems like we always have difficulty getting these things set up. And then once we have an opportunity to get going, they turn out really great. So I'm very pleased to have Yvonne joining me tonight and to talk about how she has managed her health in her 40s. And it's a great story, and I look forward to an opportunity to do it. Here we go.
Hi.
Hi. There you are. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How about you, John?
I'm fantastic. We finally pulled it off. There's always that 1 minute of like vamping, like stalling, like, like what do I say? Nobody else is on camera. So no, really thrilled to have you here. So we'll just jump right into it if that's okay. You are joining us. You're joining us from where tonight?
I'm in Naperville, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. We have snow on the ground, just FYI.
We got the same thing too. The spring that will not come. I did a video like a month ago predicting spring was right around the corner. Are you a lifer, Chicago lifer?
I'm from here. I circled back here in 2009 after 11 years in South Florida. But yes, I'm a Chicagoland native, suburban girl.
And you are raising how many children?
I have 3 kids, and they're all in junior high, no twins. I have 6th and 7th grade girls and an 8th grade boy who's about to go to high school.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
So that's like 3 activities. That's probably 6 activities every day.
We try to be a little less overscheduled. So not everybody's in sports. We're all in music. So yeah, it's a lot. It's 3 healthy lunches every day, multiple pickups and drop-offs every day. So yes, it's a lot. It was a lot more when I had 3 in diapers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Crazy.
So you take incredible care of your body. What do you do right now? You were telling me about, I think, cardio kickboxing last week, but I want to make sure I've got it right.
Yeah. So I was contemplating bringing one of my gloves down here. I have these massive gloves. I work out at a boxing club. I work out at Title Boxing. I literally only do it 2 to 3 times a week. And, as we'll talk about, the combination of a high intensity workout consistently and the proper fuel in the body has completely transformed my body.
So when did you start doing the heavy duty cardio activity? Like at what point? Are you a lifer with that as well?
No. So before kids, I was pretty into taking care of myself. My husband and I used to, run a lot, go to the gym. Then, kids happened. So that kind of changes things when you have 3 littles in diapers. So, and then we went through a series of struggles, like moving. 2011, after 2 years here in Chicagoland, we lost our home and literally became homeless. So when things like that happen, not only is, working out and self-care not in the budget, but it's just not a priority. Like it goes immediately off the table to the back burner because we are in, survival mode. So while I used to be that person that took good care of herself, that fell off years and years ago. Probably by about 2007, I completely stopped working out. Got back on the wagon for my 40th birthday, but fell off real quick when, you know, the housing market crashed.
And are we going to
So,
say our age tonight? Are we going to say our age?
of course, I love bragging about my age now that I'm in shape. In just about, oh gosh, about 45 days, I am going to be 49. So
Yeah, that's
I'm approaching the big
and you
50.
look fantastic. And
Thank you.
taking care of yourself is not automatic at this age, right? Like I was probably, when I was about 38, 39, I was in the worst shape of my life. And then of course this health scare I had last summer came up really fast. So
Yeah,
you've
absolutely.
been through a couple of things.
Yeah. And to, enter into the story of how I started back on this journey to health is as we went through those financial struggles and we were in survival mode, I'm eating like that leftover mac and cheese and hot dogs kind of a budget.
Yeah.
So, not healthy. And then I took on a night shift job. So, I was always one of those like pretty caffeinated moms, but when I started working the night shift, I took it to a whole nother level. So I was drinking lots and lots of coffee then, but, around that same time, I had a major health scare myself where, it was something I never anticipated, had nothing to do with the way I was living. It was just kind of the short straw. And that sort of was a wake-up call. It made me aware that, like, wow, this can happen to anybody. And the best thing you can do is really start taking care of yourself. But you know what? We were recovering from our financial devastation. I was working nights. I didn't know where or how to get started. And frankly, at this point, I'm, 46 years old. I am 65 hours a week between commuting and working. It's hard to fit it in. So I really had, like you said, kind of lost hope. You kind of chalk it up to aging, that you get fat, put on the weight, you don't have time for working out.
This is how you give up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's an honest thing.
It is. I went to my 30-year high school reunion last summer. And, everyone's got aches and pains and they're like tired and they've all put on weight. And the ladies are all complaining that no matter how hard they work out, they can't lose it. They're either gaining or not losing. And they're all kind of freaking out and not knowing what to do,
So what happened?
Well, what happened was some crazy distant friend of mine from Florida posted on Facebook. She was turning 50. This is about November of 2015. She posted that she was giving away 50 free samples of this stuff called Thrive. Now, mind you, I'm like a night shift worker, over caffeinated, waking up in a fog every day with a headache. I worked with about a dozen crabby people on the night shift, disconnected socially completely. Family life, non-existent. I hated my weekends. Picking up my kids from school was terrible. I couldn't stand their voices. Like, I was strung out. And I saw this post, and all I really saw were two things. One, that it was free, because of course we were still recovering from our financial mess, and I was having to work. And
free to promote. That's a really big deal, right?
It was a super big deal. And it was like free product to sample for her birthday. And it was a vitamin supplement. And with this major health scare, it had been a year since I went through and healed from this health scare, but like I didn't do anything to sort of replenish or restore my body. Yep. And so I thought, well, a vitamin sounds good. So I reached out to her and she kind of told me about it. I knew not a soul who had done this product before. I'd never heard of it.
Oh, wow.
I was, as you know, having gone through this major health scare, I was pretty skeptical about, what was in the product. Was it safe for me? Was it clean? Where did it come from? And she was, really good about addressing that for me. And I felt confident. I just started taking it November 20th, 2015.
Oh, wow.
I had zero expectations, though. I was like, it's a vitamin. They don't really do anything. She's like, check in with me every day. I'm like, okay. And so I did. And she's like, how are you feeling? And, day 3, I started noticing, now this is November, Chicago winter. Like, it was snowing out already. My skin would normally be dry. I said, I don't know if this has anything to do with Thrive, but my skin feels amazing. Like it's noticeably like softer. It's more moist. Like it has moisture. It's not flaking off. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's totally Thrive. It's filling in all your new nutritional gaps. Like it's working in your body." And I thought she was absolutely nuts
Uh-huh.
because working on the night shift, like we go to work in our pajamas as much as we were, high level professionals. You're working on the night shift. So I didn't care what my skin looked like. I was like,
I didn't
whatever.
think I didn't think I had any nutritional gaps. I was like, I've got the energy drink food group and the candy bar food group and the bagel food group, and we're good.
Exactly. So I was like, hey, whatever. But it was day 7 that I noticed a radical difference. I normally like overslept to pick up my kids. I mean, I was a hot mess when I started this product, really.
Yvonne, I was notoriously late to every meeting by like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
notorious.
Well, I missed like doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
I was that mom that was like late picking up her kids. I mean, it was like my worst nightmare. But day 7, I woke up with a clear head, a smile on my face, no snooze button. Like something was definitely different. Picked up my kids. I was like, "How was your day?" And they were like, "Wow, like mom." And they were so cute. And I was like, "I've been missing this forever." So it really rocked my world. I could tell leading up to day 7, there were little changes I wasn't really acknowledging or giving credit to this product for. But, over the next couple of weeks, I realized I hadn't drank any coffee since day 3. And I was a French vanilla girl. Like I had more French vanilla creamer than coffee,
Oh, thanks.
crazy. Like I would bring my own creamer to the office. Like I was so hooked on this one creamer. And you don't realize like, how bad your body feels until it feels good. So dropping that coffee habit, no more Diet Cokes, feeling good, having a little energy. I dropped about 6 pounds over the first couple of weeks
That's amazing.
and lost that sort of puffiness,
Yep.
and was starting to feel amazing and building confidence, which was half the battle to take it to the next level, which happened about 10 weeks in.
I think from our late 30s to our late 40s, we all undergo this loss of confidence, and it happens over time. You don't realize it's happening to you, and you feel like, well, my body is really not working with me anymore, and I'm not as strong as I used to be, and I'm just not going to be able to, stay up or exert myself, or you really think like it's over, like the window is kind of closing, or at least I did.
And it's hard when John, you're an intelligent guy, you're educated, like we know what we need to do. And it's frustrating when you have a million excuses, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the energy. And then if we do start something, because we've all done that, right? January 1st or whenever we like have
going to
coming up, right?
Going
always
every
an
day.
excuse, right? And then what happens? We either go in really hard and then we get hurt and we have to recover and then never get back on the wagon, or we don't see progress. We don't see results. So we give up, or just life happens, which happened to me over and over and over. I had plenty of excuses why not to work out. So it was about 10 weeks into my experience. I mean, that's a while. And I was thriving every single day. I was taking these 3 simple steps, nothing else. It was sort of organically changing what I was eating, filling in all the gaps, took away the cravings slowly. Like that coffee habit, I didn't make some intentional decision to stop drinking coffee. It just happened. I didn't need it anymore. And 10 weeks in, so it was about February of 2016, I walked into a local gym. It was a boxing club, very intimidating.
That's amazing.
I knew a few friends that worked out there. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't run into them, but and I didn't. I snuck in there, took, a couple of free classes and decided to sign up. And all I had time for were 2 classes a week. Forget it though. It took me again to a whole nother level. I went on to lose another 12 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So I had a total of 18 pounds of weight loss. My body was changing shape to something I'd never seen before. Literally, like I was amazed, but I was still working really hard, and I I was just able to fit in those 2 workouts and take that product. That's really all I did. And I saw a major progress. But then you know what
This wasn't
happened?
even every day.
What's that?
It wasn't even every day you were doing it.
No, twice a week. Literally, that's all I had time
That's
for. I'd
crazy.
go at like a 4:30 class, come home, make dinner, rush off to work, and do it all over again the next day. But in June, the gym closed abruptly. Now, this gym was 3 minutes from my house.
If you
So
thought
it's
about
super
carrying
accessible.
rabbit's foot or some, like a 4-leaf clover or something.
I don't know what's next, John, but now I'm like, bring it. Like, I'm ready. Because you know what happened? It had to be simple and accessible, right? And I couldn't find anything else to fill in for that. So I went several months without working out. And that could be the kiss of death to someone who's like made some progress on their weight loss and their physical transformation, right? Something happens, you stop going to the gym and you put it all back on. I didn't. And that to me was a huge testament to the changes that had been made to my habits, to the way my body was working, my digestive system, my immunity. I wasn't getting sick when, things were going around the schools. That helps too, to stay on track, So finally, fast forward, I found a gym to bridge the gap. And then I just started back this past June to the club. And again, I only went twice a week because everyone's like, tell me your secret. How many days a week do you work out? And like,
that's what I'm like. Everybody who's watching this, take a look at the photos that I posted on my timeline, which I'll again post below this. Yvonne's a badass. I'm pretty sure you could kick my butt.
John gives me like so much credit. He sets you all up. He's like, she looks like an Olympian. I don't know about that, but I feel like an Olympian. Like, I'm a winner, like you said, I'm crushing it. Now nothing can stop me. My poor husband, he does thrive with me. He's been thriving with me for 2 years. He saw pretty quickly what it was doing for me and jumped on board. We now box together. I did step it up to 3 times a week in February when we had a little challenge. So, but I'm kind of backed out of it too, because I'm just living it up,
All right. So this is the big question for me, right? I've only been doing this for 4 months total and week 7 as a promoter here. So is there a drop-off in Thrive's effect in your body after a year, 2 years? You've been using the same 3 steps over and over. You're into year 3 of doing this. Does your body adjust and it doesn't need it anymore?
I'm so glad you asked that, because I like to think that this is what really distinguishes Thrive. And I know the ladies can relate to this. So this distinguishes Thrive from any other product that I've ever seen or known any of my friends or neighbors to do. Because what I see happening is exactly what you said. Like, people go, my next door neighbor lost 35 pounds, not using this product, something else. She looked great. Everybody noticed. What are you doing? You know what? A year later, she moved in and became my next door neighbor. She gained it all back. It's hard. These products typically don't deliver, right? They give you short-term results. Thrive, I am not kidding. I'm going on 2.5 years. I've done nothing differently. I still take the same 3 simple steps. The only change I made, at some point I went from 1 capsule to 2. But it's the capsule, the moment I wake up for the day, the shake, and then the patch, and I'm done. And
so
it does not stop delivering.
It does not stop delivering. So the 3 simple steps are, you take a capsule like this. This is the women's version. And Yvonne said she takes 2 of those the minute that her feet hit the floor in the morning. And then you add to that a drink mix. This is the strawberry version. And I'm a vanilla guy. But this is part of a healthy breakfast. It's not a meal replacement. It doesn't replace your breakfast. It adds to it. And then you wear a patch like this. And I got a couple of pretty ones out because we're looking at something that a woman might like tonight, and we've got the candy skull design coming tomorrow, which we're all pretty excited about. Look like Grateful Dead fans.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with those things. They're adorable.
I think it's really cool. I think a whole bunch of people are going to like them who have ordered from me already. So
yeah. So yeah. I mean, to answer your question, I still wake up with a clear head, highly energized. my recovery is quick. My metabolism's amazing. Like I said, I'm almost 49 years old. So it's not, there's nothing else I can attribute it to. I took some time off the gym when it closed. I still maintained the same feeling every single day. It doesn't stop. You know what I liken it to? It's a lifestyle product, first of all. It's not a quick fix. It's like brushing my teeth. I would not leave the house without brushing my teeth. I will not leave the house without Thrive in my body. It's that simple. And literally it takes like a minute to pop those capsules, another minute or two to, you know, shake up your shake in the morning. It's so simple. And that I think is the key, John, is that it's simple, it's accessible. And I'm sure you'll, you know, mention or put some info about the Refer To program to get it free.
Yep.
But really the key is consistency. You got to find something that you can do consistently in order to see these results. Did you just duck out there? Oh, there you go. John went like stage left. John, I've lost his signal. There you go.
I'm back.
Are you
I don't
back?
know where I went.
I'm still here.
Yep. Sorry for the interruption. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't touch a thing. Well, that's probably a good sign that we ought to wrap it up and let folks get back to the night. But, you know, great program, really long time of usage for you, which is pretty exciting. And, you know, the message is once your body adjusts, then it's all healthy nutrition and energy the rest of the way. And it's just fantastic to hear your story, to know that after serious health issues while raising kids, working through a homelessness situation, and then coming through these last 3 years and not only taking control of your body and having a complete sort of overhaul, but then building a successful business, which you and I are going to continue talking, and we're going to talk about that eventually.
Hey, maybe next week. Yeah, we'll talk about, you know, homeless to Lexus. How about that?
Oh, that's fantastic. That's what I want to hear. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really appreciate your time, Yvonne, and your story. And I mean everything that I say. You are super inspiring. You're exactly the type of person that I was hoping to get in touch with. I was tired of being in a really negative cycle. And I was in like a negative psychological cycle, in part because of what I have been doing for a living for a lot of years. And it was just important to me to get to a place where optimism and positivity were part of what I was doing and part of what I was talking to people about. And I can't believe I found people like you, but I'm really pleased that I did. So,
yeah, it's quite a family we're adopted into here. So thanks for having me, John. Really appreciate it. And I mean, I know you and I are both very open to sharing our stories and information, and even like we got started on product, you know, mini experiences. I know John and I both love helping people get started.
I'm throwing it out this week too, and that's right. So, well, again, thanks very much, and we'll close it up. But until next week for Monday Motivation, thank you, Yvonne.
There you go. All right. Thanks, John.
Good night.
Have a good one. Bye.